You're a metronome. 1, 2, 3. Welcome back to the Triple F podcast.
I'm not a fucking metronome, dude.
Dude, say it to my face.
I'm not a metronome.
It's every 0.6 seconds. Did you know that? That's what a metronome is.
Okay. I believe you.
Ask me how I know.
Nerd.
Ask me how I know. You're about to get RuneScape.
Fucking
The RuneScape runs
No
on a
way.
metronome, so that's why I know it.
That's crazy.
Isn't that a?
What do you mean it runs on a metronome?
So like the game cycles, like every action you can take is every 0.6 seconds. So if you click, your character moves every 0.6 seconds. So there's like a delay unless you hit it perfectly. So you can like they call it a game tick. So you can manipulate.
Boo.
I hate this. I'm sorry.
So
I
you
asked.
can, yeah. So you can get to the point where your rhythm. You have to have good rhythm to be good at the game.
You have to have good rhythm to be good at the game.
'Cause otherwise you have to-
so hilarious
It's like
because
Guitar
it's
Hero.
only played by nerdy white people.
who are in band.
Yeah,
They're really good at the flute.
Oh, fuck. That is the one section of whiteness where we really defeat the like lack of rhythm.
Is music, yeah.
No, not music. Just
Sheet music.
specifically sheet
Yeah,
music
sheet
and
music,
band
that's what I meant,
kids.
yeah, no.
where we
Too
beat
bad it's
that.
the dorkiest white people imaginable.
Yeah.
It is.
We gave rhythm to the worst whites.
Have
Yeah.
you ever? Yeah.
Band kids.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the difference between? You ever seen fucking Drumline starring Nick Cannon? You know how much cooler black bands are than white bands?
Oh, it's not even comparable.
You can remove the word band and replace it with anything.
That's
and
true.
that sentence
Yeah.
still works.
That's true.
Like, dude, like,
Except for like Black Firework Company. I feel like that's something we have on lock.
yeah, white
Yeah.
dudes have we've controlled that market.
Fireworks.
I think China is really kind of killing it there.
Yeah.
I think we've like any
Well, we-
and like
we
like
created
any
a nuke,
good
that's
like any good American, we've adopted what the Chinese have given us and gone, this is American, but it's really controlled by the Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
I
feel
think
like all fireworks are made in
the-
China, and China is known for their fireworks.
the nuclear attacks we did are the ultimate firework, though.
Yeah, that's a
You
big
can't.
old
That's a
firework.
big explosion, dude. That's a grand finale. That ended a war. You know, that's like
It almost ended a
world.
entire population of people.
How crazy would that be? Imagine making the call to be like, we're gonna do it. Like that moment of
Who
being
was
like,
it? Who was the president? Who
had
did
it
that?
would have been
Truman?
Truman.
Yeah, it would have been Truman. Yeah, it being like,
Let's find out.
just being like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking do it. They did
Dude.
what, dude?
That was also like before like you had to like turn
You
two
hit our-
keys at the same time
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
hit
yeah.
you had the like nuclear codes. It was just like a phone call. Like,
Yeah, it was
yeah,
just like
do
a
it.
guy, yeah, a guy just being like, they attacked
Yeah.
Hawaii.
Was it Truman?
Harry S. Truman.
There you
And-
go.
Speaking of Harry Truman, I just started watching Twin Peaks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm like 3 episodes in. I watched it on the flight.
Okay.
It's just starting to get weird.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm excited
Now
because that's
you're
what I
in.
wanted. Because the first couple episodes, episodes was just like a old movie
Yes.
or old TV show about like a murder. So I'm like, okay, like they just started to get to the dream. I'm in the middle of the dream episode.
You're in the Black Lodge. Everyone's speaking backwards. Red curtain.
The red curtain. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The little person comes out.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude.
You didn't
yes,
know Jeff.
Yes.
Jeff loves Twin Peaks. He has Twin Peaks tattoo. I also within the first 5 minutes understand the cherry pie and coffee reference.
Boom, dude.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I get it now. Me and Jeff are bonding. Maybe
I
I'll
don't
start
like this.
playing.
Yeah, play RuneScape, dude. We'll get on it too, dude.
Oh,
Josh
everybody-
was wearing a RuneScape sweater our entire time in Arizona.
Yeah,
Were you
dude.
really?
I was
Yeah.
talking shit to that lady in a RuneScape sweater.
Yeah.
That's so funny to be verbally assaulting a lady in the airport while wearing a RuneScape
Yeah.
sweater.
Dude,
She
it's
knew
a
what it was.
gray hoodie and it just says RuneScape with like swords.
There's a sword that goes down the middle.
Dude, that's
It's
so
sick.
lame.
My mom got it for me, dude, for my birthday as a 28-year-old. I just turned 28.
Nice.
Yeah,
I didn't even. Did I know that?
it was the episode we wore the hats.
Yeah, I knew that.
Damn, dude, that hurt my feelings. Did I know
My
that?
my brain sucks.
Did I know that? Yeah, we made a whole thing about
we made
it.
I'm a dumbass.
that
I guess.
episode of when the revival of Reno 911, the episode where they're like debriefing and they're like, we actually got a report that we actually haven't shot an unarmed white guy ever. And then they're like, so I'm not saying like do it. And then like Jones is like, are you saying to fucking do it? Like they all are having a conversation about like how they're gonna go and shoot an unarmed white guy.
Dude, that show
Reno
is
911.
so
It's the
fucking
perfect
funny.
setup. It's the perfect show for comedy.
Yeah.
Because
It's so
literally
good.
it's a sketch show that you can create anything with characters that can be anywhere at any time.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
It's like you have a core group of characters who then can find themselves in any situation because they're the police, which
Yeah,
find
yeah.
themselves in any situation.
Yeah.
That show's
There's
so
there's
good.
an episode where Zach Galifianakis has a fucking howitzer in his backyard, the cannon, the artillery cannon, and he's trying to shoot planes out of the sky. It's so funny to watch it back when you're
Dude.
like older and you go, oh, that's Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Have you
Like
ever
the-
like read up on flak cannons?
no.
That shit's crazy. Flak cannons back in like World War II were anti-aircraft like cannons, but they shot flak, which is garbage.
Yeah.
It would have like
like shrapnel, basically.
Yeah, you would stuff it with like after like soldiers would eat their like provisions and shit. You would
Yeah.
put like
So, like Bush-Light cans. and-
Yeah, you'd put like bean cans and like all sorts of shit, just like empty bullet shell, like the shell of a
Casings,
rifle,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
casings.
Uh-huh.
You would just stuff it into this cannon,
basically
and
like
that's what it
birdshot.
would fire. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
It's like, imagine having your
Apple.
plane taken down by a can of Bush's baked beans.
You'd be
Yeah,
like,
dude.
God
Damn,
damn,
dude.
That's the most American way you can
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
shoot
The
somebody out of the
secret
sky,
recipe
dude.
is freedom.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, dude.
Fuck that golden retriever in the
Yeah.
goddamn commercial. We know the secret
Yeah.
recipe.
Yeah, dude.
It's killing krauts.
You know that the origin of the name tank, like a vehicle, it comes from they were trying to disguise it. They were trying to tell in case of a spy in like World War I, they were telling all the plans. They called it a water tank because they didn't want like somebody who was like a spy getting a hold of it and being like, oh, you guys are building a weapon, and so they called it a water tank when they were like up, and then they just dropped the water, so now we get tank.
Whoa.
Oh.
So
that actually is
just,
pretty sick.
yeah, to try to like prevent.
Those,
counter
'cause
intel.
they had
I know they
KGB.
dropped like over German like bases. They would drop like fake information.
Yeah.
Of like
propaganda.
yeah, it would be like if you're sick.
Fake news, dude.
It would be like if you're sick, you can leave, like go home. You can leave the war efforts, and like a bunch of dudes were like pretending to be sick to like get out,
Yeah.
and like it kind of like unrested the Germans.
It's kind of smart, dude.
Yeah, dude.
It's
that's-
almost like what the media is doing to us.
Well, dude, like
dude.
psychological warfare is
Oh.
like crazy, like
Oh,
legitimately
yeah, dude.
crazy. Like they would have like just like having the idea, like when I mean obviously I wasn't there, but like with Iraq, there was like this whole scare of like the nuclear attacks and like they had like chemical warfare and everything. So like all of the troops when they did the push were in full mop gear, like full in the desert in a full anti-chemical outfit. And imagine having to hike with like 60 pounds on your back and you're in a full outfit. Like you can't fucking breathe. You're wearing a gas mask. You're sweating your ass off. Like that's just
that gives me. I would have a panic attack.
it's
I'm
nuts.
too claustrophobic
Yeah,
for
it's
that.
nuts that you have to do. And it's like,
One of the many reasons I wouldn't make a good soldier.
yeah, dude.
The other one is you're a fucking Frankenstein. What are you gonna hide behind?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. That would
I'm
be a
like,
good
I'm
sketch.
like, oh, I'm like behind a tree, and they're just like, we can see you, and I'm like, you can't, dude. No, you
You
can't.
put
I got my
leaves on
suit
your
on.
hand.
Yeah.
He is the tree.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be a ghillie, you wouldn't be like a ghillie suit disguised as a bush. You'd be like a tree. You'd have to be a tree,
be
dude.
the
You
whole
couldn't.
tree.
Yeah, you couldn't be a sniper. You'd have to be the
Yeah,
tree.
your torso is bark.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, Matt in a fucking ghillie suit. Dude.
I'm
It
just like
would-
an entire, yeah.
I have cool soldier statues in the other room. One of them is an Arabian Knight. The other one is a Cherokee Indian soldier, which is very cool. They are pure bronze, and they weigh. The one weighs like 200, and the other one weighs like 300 pounds. They're heavy as fuck. And they were my grandparents, and when
they're
they
in your room,
passed,
and you couldn't find a place for those in your condo.
I can't find them. They're huge. I don't know what to do with them, but they're
Wow, it's crazy. I can't find a place for these 500-pound things in my townhouse.
they're expensive. Like I don't want to like
They're
throw them
bronze?
away. Yeah, they're pure bronze.
Is that because America's #1 and they have a fucking gold, dude? And
Wait,
the
what?
Arabians and the never mind.
No, they're just made
I was
of
trying to
bronze.
make
Those
a-
are the real Americans, dude. Watch the way you talk about my fucking people.
I was just trying to make a riff and it bombed. I was
like,
like, I was trying to riff
just
about like
didn't-
Olympic
did
placings
not get it.
on a war.
we
They got the
Idiot.
gold.
but I
Fucking
had to
shut up.
when my grandparents passed. My grandfather knew I always
Sorry.
liked those because they're cool looking. They're sick, and I took them and I put them in the trunk of at the time was a rental car from the dealership. And then I had to bring my car back, switch cars, forgot that they were in the trunk of the rental car. The next day I get a call from the dealership and they're like, "Hey, do you have bronze statues, and I was like, oh yeah, and they're like, they're in here if you want to come get them. So I drove back.
They're in here. We can't get them out.
Yeah.
They put them in the lobby of the dealership, but they would not help me get them back to my car. And I had, for whatever reason, I still have them. Those like jeans with like the stripe down the side.
Yes.
Those things fit me terribly. They're so loose.
Yeah, we're familiar.
So I'm holding this fucking like 300-pound statue, just like waddling through the dealership.
I'm starting to feel like they might not be 300
I'm thinking
pounds.
that too.
Dude,
Yeah.
you go
you
lift
can't
that
just
thing.
pick 300 pounds.
Go
up,
lift
That's
that
nuts.
fucking thing. Go lift that fucking thing.
I'm not saying it's not
Heavy.
heavy. It's
Go
heavy.
lift
It's
that thing.
probably closer to 100.
No shot. No shot.
Get a scale.
I
You
have a scale. I have a scale.
Let's
If you
let's
wanna
do it.
test
Let's do
We're going to do this.
Scale
Okay.
test.
We will. We'll film it. We'll put it
We'll
up on
put,
the
yeah,
thing.
we'll put that in the
But
middle
I'm
of this
walking
episode,
through
right-
the
right now.
dealership, and I can't drop it. It'll break, and it's heavy as fuck. And my pants fell down. In the middle of Bremen BMW.
Your pants fell to your ankles?
Yep.
Now, what do you do? Because that's not something you can just drop.
I was 15 feet from the car. I just waddled the rest of the way.
he pulls his underwear down. He goes, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck,
If
dude.
this is what you wanted, fine." And
Yeah,
you just pull your
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
dick out.
You guys gonna kick me out, huh?"
I just remember going inside and being like, oh, cool, here they are. And then I just like paused for a second, and the guy was like, yeah, go ahead and grab them. And I'm like waiting for him to be like,
He knew.
I'll help you. And they were like, no, that's you, bro.
Yeah.
We brought him in here. Fuck that.
To be fair, people who work at car dealerships, and I say this,
I'm excited for you to try to lift that fucking thing. See how heavy it is.
I'm not doubting it's heavy, dude.
I think
You
it's
see.
heavy.
You
I
see.
think it's heavy enough for a piece of shit car salesman not to want to help you. People who work at a car dealership are the worst people to exist.
Dude, I tried to sell my car to a car dealership right before I moved from California to here. I was trying to get rid of my car, and I went to a dealership, and he was like, "How much do you want to get for this?" This is a 2007 Chevy Impala. Had like 130,000 miles, and I was like, "I don't know, like $3,000 would be nice," which was like not even a lot, by the way.
Wait,
It's like
what was the car? I wasn't
It was a
listening.
2007 Chevy Impala with like 120,000 miles, like a good car, like ran fine, everything. I just
What
couldn't
year
take
was
it.
this?
2000. This was last year. This was before I moved. This
Okay.
was before I moved to Florida.
I'm starting to
and-
feel like I'm not going to be on your side.
And
Keep
I was
going.
like, and he said, "How much do you want for it?" Well, and Kelly Blue Book had it at $7,000, and I said, "I'll do." I was like, "I just want like $3,000 for it." And then he goes back in his office and he comes back out and he goes, "I'm not even gonna disrespect you with what I would pay for it." And then he was like, "I'm not." He's like, "We're just not gonna be able to do business." And then I left, and I was like, "That was more disrespectful
than
than you
just
saying,
telling me.
yeah, being like, I'll give you $2,000." Him going, "I'm not even." Gonna
It probably
disrespect
was less than
it wa-
1,000.
Yeah, well, I ended up selling it for $2,500, so he can eat my ass.
Where did you sell it at? Because so
CarMax.
So I used to work at CarMax, and they have people that was a part of our thing. I didn't do it; it was a separate team. But like they had people who went out and like legit inspected the car.
Yeah.
They had a computer system that they put it into based on how they felt for each thing, and then the computer printed out and told them what it was. So it wasn't just
Yeah, it
the
wasn't
guy
like
at the
the guy
dealership
being like,
like,
"Yeah."
I don't want an Impala. It's like, this is what the computer says, and this is what the offer is. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
And it was very nice. It was very good.
Yeah, well, then
2,500
things
is
became a
good.
fucking hot commodity, used cars, like right after that too.
Yeah,
and
you
then I
could've
was like,
gotten a lot
God
more.
damn, dude, yes. That was on a laundry list of things that happened. My dog, right before we left, we got the second dog, which was the dumbest decision to do right when we were getting ready to leave.
Honestly, getting 2 dogs in general,
Yeah,
based on your lifestyle, is insane.
Yeah,
But
and then we
they're very cute.
The dog, we were house training her, and she just destroyed the carpet, obviously peeing and shit, and shitting.
peeing and shitting.
And then so we had to pay for a full
Fart.
carpet replacement, and then she tore into the wall. So we ended up spending like $5,000 just to repair the apartment that we were
Dude,
at.
what the fuck?
Yeah, not worth it.
I'd
Hey,
have killed that dog.
Not worth it.
Yeah.
I'd have killed that dog.
No, she's
I would
You know
traded
what's
that
wild,
dog in
dude?
for $2,500.
Something-
Yeah.
Something wild happened the other day. I was golfing. I was with Britt and her parents, and I was golfing, and there was a dog barking, and dude.
And her
I'm
dad
like,
just beat it to death with a golf club.
No, that would be crazy. It's one step down. Her mom goes, "Oh, that dog's annoying. I wish I could shoot it." Nobody. Oh, fuck, dude. This chandelier is a nightmare.
I call it a chandelier.
I knocked one of these off.
He just assaulted
Nobody heard it except me, and this is the first time that I've told you guys about. This is the first time I've told anybody about it. So
that. I had an ex-girlfriend who used to be like, when she fucked that thing up, you can put it back
I
up.
broke it. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I had an ex-girlfriend who it was very off-putting when we were, because like this is when I was like 22, and we would talk about like I was in the military, so I was like, I'm gonna marry you. And
Yeah.
and naturally,
Which, to be fair,
naturally-
you're kind of like now.
yeah, but that's different because I love Ariel.
Uh-huh.
And but so I was like, we were talking one time. I was like, she always talked about how she hated kids. And one time we were in Walmart just walking, and there's like a little kid that ran by on like a little. He was like running by, and then his brother had like one of those bikes that they have there, and he was like riding it to go to the cashier, and the guy was like, the dad was behind him, and she goes, I want to fucking punch that kid into his brother and make them both fall off. She wanted to punch. She said, I want to punch the kid into the bike and have them both fall over. And I was like, the fuck is wrong? Like, she was like trying to be funny because like she's like, I hate kids, blah blah blah, and then she starts talking about like thinking
She's
it's
like,
a bit.
I want to assault those
being
toddlers.
like, being
it's
like,
okay.
yeah. And I was
alright.
like, it's not a bit.
Relax.
It's not a bit that you hate kids. You're just weird. Like it's weird to be like, I
Yeah.
want to punch a child and
I want to grind up children into a paste.
yeah, I want to push children off of a bike. It's like,
yeah.
and do what? Fuck them, you
Yeah.
pervert, dude.
There's a big difference between being like, I don't really want kids, and being like, I want to hurt kids.
Yeah, it's like that's
What?
not funny. It's not cute.
I do not like babies necessarily. I don't really find them like that cute, and I think that they're like kind of gross because they shit and piss themselves.
Mm.
To be fair, so did I.
Or you'd hate seeing me drunk.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't like when people make a certain hate their personality.
Yeah.
I hate toddlers, and then that's just a woman being not funny.
Yeah. Women think having like a certain hate is like a personality.
That's
Like there are
true.
all those women who are like, I hate the word moist.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's
do you
like-
hate the word moist? Did the internet?
Grow up. It's a word.
It's like
Did the
that's
internet
It's a word
tell
that
you to hate
accurately
that?
describes.
But it's like how does every
Which I love.
fucking woman hate the word moist?
It's because their pussies aren't
there's
moist.
a very
They're
there's
dry
a,
ass pussy bitches don't like the word
Those-
moist because they feel attacked because their pussies ain't moist.
and they get
Dry bitch.
they get married to guys who say they hate Nickelback. That's who they marry, and it's just
Yeah,
a
yeah.
never-ending cycle of just
Nickelback is
unbearable.
good, dude.
They're fire.
I'm tired of people pretending like Nickelback isn't good. I know I had a bit about this for a while that I never worked out. I did like twice, but like I'm tired of people pretending like hey, I want to be a rock star isn't good.
It's a jam.
Look at this photograph. Dude, that's a good,
Yeah.
objectively speaking, that is a good song. It's sold at a very high rate. Guess what? You all know it.
Yeah, that's the proof right there. That's proof enough. If everybody
all know
knows
it.
a song, there's like 3 exceptions. It's like everybody knows everybody knows those songs. I'm trying to think of
You know what
songs.
song everybody knows? The national anthem.
Goddamn right, dude. The best song in the world.
Yeah, no, it's
but-
not the best song.
But there's like
in the
We need a
world.
trap remix.
Yeah, we do. We need Jeezy to hop on the national anthem. we need a young Jeezy remix to the national anthem.
I think a national anthem with just Jeezy ad libs would be tight.
Yeah. Hey. Hey.
oh, hey, do you see? Hey, do you see? Oh, say, can you see? No, dude. I got the long rate.
Damn, dude.
Did you just say the wrong
The
song,
long-
dude?
I can't. Well, I was thinking, oh, say, can you see? But I was trying to put some spice onto it, so it can't. Do you see? Do you see?
Do you
like
know
doing
who wrote
ad-libs.
the?
Francis Scott Key,
Do
baby.
you
Goddamn
remember-
right,
do you remember
dude.
earlier when we were talking about like white people having rhythm?
Yeah.
Damn, dude, you fucked that up.
Should have
dude.
joined band.
Yeah, you should have.
Remember how
band,
weird the
nerd.
band room
You'd have
in your
fitted
high school
perfectly.
smelled?
I never
No,
went.
I never
into the
went
band.
I had to
there, dude.
deliver a note to the band room once
that
and
said,
was
I
like,
want to
"It's a
join band. yeah.
I just remember a weird smell in there.
Yeah,
I think
that's
they
the
all-
smell
Band
of-
kids
That's
fingering.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
14.
I think they also.
Yeah.
I think they also ate in there.
Dude, band kids
Band,
fucked.
yeah, band
Like,
kids fucked
straight
each other.
Well, I mean, honestly,
Drama kids
everybody fucked.
Yeah, drama kids.
Theater kids fucked. Which I got put into theater class. Like that was one of the electives they gave me. And I like at the first day I was like, get me out of this. And then now everybody who I talk to is in theater. They were like, oh yeah, everybody fucked. I'm like, damn,
Yeah, I got missed out.
Man,
damn. I could have had weird theater girl pussy.
yeah,
Yeah, dude, that's like
There's
creative
nothing like
pussy.
fucking a thespian.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude, that's
You would
tight.
never know if she didn't like it.
You would never know. She great at acting
Yeah, but it's like
until
high
the
school.
charges.
Yeah, it's like high school acting. So she'd just be
Sorry.
like, "You're so good. I'm having so much pleasure.
Honestly, dude, that's how I feel watching some of Twin Peaks and watching Blue Velvet, which was made in like the 80s.
Blue Velvet's weird.
Blue Velvet was bad. Twin Peaks, there's some people just weren't as good at acting back then.
Twin Peaks is fully aware.
They're aware that
They're aware.
I don't know that it's all that though. I really don't.
Twin Peaks is aware. It's aware of how weird it is.
I'm not saying it's not weird. I just think people in the 80s and early 90s weren't as good at acting.
They weren't, but
Well,
also the stuff in Twin Peaks where they're like, I love you, take me away from here.
James.
That's on purpose.
Oh,
Yes.
James.
Oh, James. That's on
There-
purpose.
there's
okay.
But then there's movies like Taxi, and it's like,
I've never seen Taxi.
I haven't either, actually.
I'm going to become a movie person.
yeah.
I made this decision once about 6 months ago, and then I never did it.
Yeah,
and then, but I'm
dude.
going to do it now.
There's certain like Clockwork Orange is like insanely
Clockwork
good.
Orange
I don't
is
like
great.
Clockwork Orange.
It was
It's
cra-
creepy. It's
I don't like
nuts.
it.
If you think about it, for what the time that
Trainspotting
it
is
was
great,
in,
too.
it's crazy.
Have you seen Trainspotting?
Yeah, I've seen Trainspotting.
Trainspotting's
People
good.
ask
I don't
me
like,
that a lot.
I don't like
Yeah.
Clockwork
Anytime
Orange.
it gets brought up, people are like, "You
Yeah.
seen Trainspotting, right?" I'm like, "Yes, I've seen the movie about heroin addicts, dude." Of
Getting
course.
AIDS.
Dude, when you're addicted to drugs, you watch movies about you watch movies about drugs all the
Yeah,
time.
dude.
You know what I watched? I watched Requiem for a Dream
Oof.
while I was at the time I was doing heroin. I didn't do heroin that night. I had earlier in the morning. That night I had taken acid. And on the come down of the acid trip, my buddy was like, "Let's watch Requiem for a Dream," which if you've never seen is the craziest, trippiest, most frightening movie about drug addicts running rampant and running their lives into the ground. One of them, like one of the Wayans brothers, is a character. He ends up locked up. Girl ends up prostituting herself. The guy who's shooting up heroin ends up like gets like an abscess in his arm, and his like arm gets chopped off. And I'm watching all of this, having shot heroin earlier that day
And on
acid. Fucking losing my mind, dude. Losing my mind. I immediately took a bunch of Xanax and just knocked it right out. Went straight to sleep.
On the plane home from Phoenix, I loaded up Roger Edgars, who made like The Lighthouse and like a lot of movies that I
Great
really
movie.
like. He made a movie called The Witch, which I hadn't seen. It's on HBO Max, so I downloaded it on my phone and I watched it on the flight home. There are several moments that are scary as fuck. This is a reenactment of me watching The Witch sitting next to two strangers on a plane.
Over and over again?
I did that like three times.
It's that bad? I don't feel
I
like
did
I
that
could
like
be
3
that
times.
scared with...
I would scare the
good?
shit out of me. It is good.
I'm
And
gonna
the guy
watch it.
next to me noticed once, and he was like, "Pussy."
Dude, I sat next to 2 hot girls and I kept farting. Did you see the girls that I was sitting next
You're
to?
like, "I have a girlfriend."
yeah.
Like, stay away from me. I love
Get
my
away,
girlfriend.
Get away.
And they were like, "We're trying to sleep.
You
We weren't trying to hit
sluts.
on you."
One of them
I
was-
sat next to a farter on my way back. It was pretty bad.
One of them was knitting the whole time. She turned the light on and was knitting. And it's like
Was she hot or a grandma?
she was hot, but she was a,
was she
but
a
she
hot
was a hot
grandma?
grandma. No,
Because
she
I can get down with some...
It was wild. I was like, can you not fucking be weird? Can
was
you?
it the yaya? Was it?
It was-
Was it yaya?
It was not yeah. It was probably a future yeah. I don't know what type of 20-year-old lady
Knitting
knits.
is such a weird plane activity.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like it's a weird thing to do, but it does make sense.
Yeah, but it's a productive.
It's calming.
It's
It's productive. It's like you're
By
working
the end of it,
towards
you have
a goal.
by the end of it, you have an oven mitt. You know.
Yeah.
It's like
You get off the plane. Guess what you got? A scarf.
a scarf.
A scarf
A
for
plane
Florida.
is such a weird place to do that, though, man.
It's such a weird place to pull out like a ball of yarn.
Yeah. You went through security with the ball of yarn, dude. You're like,
Like they had
And
to
then
pull
me-
that out of her backpack and be like, "What is this?" And she's like, "Don't talk about it."
they
Don't pull
pull
it out
out
in
and
public.
she has a needle. They're like, you're gonna hijack the plane, right?
It's like,
That's
what
your
is
plan
this?
is?
She's like, "Why couldn't you have pulled the dildo out of my other bag? I would have rather you pulled out the dildo than my knitting equipment."
I had when I was on leave for my first deployment, like we did this thing where we went to a bunch of different like little areas, different countries, and we like trained with their military, right? And we were on different beaches, and my mom had watched Saving Private Ryan, and she likes the scene. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a guy, one of the gunnery sergeants, he collects sand everywhere he goes. So my mom was like, "Can you do that for me? Can you bring sand back from every single country you go
So
to?"
stupid.
So I was like, "Yeah, it's it's kind of, I think it's cool." And so I get sand in all these little bags, And then I tried to bring it on the plane. I didn't bring in like I was having a carry-on. I didn't have a check bag. So I just brought a backpack, and in my backpack was this case that had jars full of sand everywhere with them labeled and everything. And I go to check it through, and they're like, the fuck is this? You know, like, why do you have a bunch of, you can't have sand, because it looks suspicious. So then they pull me aside, and then they were like, what is this? And I was like, oh, it's just like sand from these countries that I was at, you know? And then they were like, okay, well, we just have to test it for like gunpowder residue or like explosive residue. So then they take out the little
You're
piece
like, well, this is sand from Iraq.
Yeah.
So.
And so we take so we take out a little piece of paper, and then they start dripping things on it. But on those in the beaches where we were at, we were doing like mock beach landings, so we were shooting guns.
Oh,
so they tested positive for gunpowder. So I'm like getting dragged through the fucking security in the back like I'm a threat.
They're like, you got gunpowder.
And then I had to like meet with like 5 different dudes and explain it, and the whole reason was so stupid. I was like, my mom watched Saving Private Ryan, and they're like, get him out of here, dude. Like,
so my mom's a dork.
Yeah. And I missed 2 flights. They rescheduled me, so they were like,
it took that long.
They pushed me, dude. I was in the back of like a TSA holding lot, like at Lake Spot for like 6 hours, because they were like were inspecting everything.
Did they feed you?
No, I was
it's
just sitting
crazy
back
that
there.
they looked at you and went, yeah, this guy.
That's the terrorist.
It's a terrorist.
The guy who's active, the fucking only guy that was serving. No, but
the only guy who was serving.
You do have like a Khabib Nurmagomedov
Yeah, I was actually gonna say, I take
beard.
that back. You do kind of
like
have
a domestic terrorist.
like
vibe.
if you did that, like
well, they're not
yeah,
domestic.
that's a mugshot. Like that would be your mugshot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
They wouldn't be domestic. They're from like fucking
yeah, they would be.
Kazakhstan
They would be.
or some shit.
Yeah.
So
freaky mountain white Muslims.
Yeah.
They did do that for all my they wiped out all my camera shit every time. But
did they? They didn't even touch my camera.
Yeah, every time.
Well, you put it in the
I put it in my suitcase.
your checked bag. That's why.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was in my carry-on. But I realized, and I've always known this, but do you guys know how easy it is to like smuggle like personal amounts of drugs through airports?
Oh yeah.
It's so unbelievably easy. Pills, shit like that. Dude, I traveled this week with a labelless pill bottle full of ibuprofen. So a labelless pill bottle full of pills that don't belong in that, and at no point did they look at that. They pulled aside that could have been filled with oxys that I bought that are fucking fentanyl. And you don't see a dog. It's basically what I'm saying is, good girls, if you're listening and you have a trip planned, take drugs. It's so easy to take drugs. Put them in your butt crack. Not even in your asshole. Put them in your butt crack. They will not get up in there.
Dude, Ariel brought on accident with her purse. She keeps like a big thing of pepper spray, like not like a small one, like it's like a canister, like a can.
Yeah.
And we went through TSA,
She's strapped.
and it didn't go nothing. We had it on the plane, and I was like, "Holy fuck, you can't have,
dude.
You definitely can't have."
I flew with a knife in my carry-on like multiple times before they stopped me. I was shocked. I was taken aback whenever I was in Nashville coming back, and they were like, "Is there anything sharp in here?" And I was like, "No." Oh, there's a knife in there. And they were like, "You can't fly with a knife." And I was like, "Well, I'm not from here, so I did."
Yeah.
I brought it.
I
was like, I did not know that. And they were like, yeah. They were like, it's on the sign. And they pointed at the sign that has like a gun and a knife
and an
like
old-timey bomb.
Yeah.
I used to try. I tried to do a bit about it
the
for a while.
The black circle with the wick.
with the little wick.
You see a
it's
guy with
like,
a giant mustache and a black and white striped shirt running around.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
Like, oh,
It's like,
Also, no tying wenches to train tracks.
Yeah.
it's like the Hamburglar with an old bomb.
Yeah. No.
And then they were
just
like,
says no Jews.
they were like, what? Dude, what?
I don't know. The Hamburglar's a Jew.
They were like, they're like, okay, well, you can either go up front and check this bag, which will cost you money. You can, this was one of the options they told me. You can leave the airport and ship this to yourself. I was like, how early do you think I am for this flight? What are you talking about?
Also, how important do you think this knife is?
They were like, or we can confiscate it. I'm telling you guys, it was a little switchblade that was probably this big.
Did you just throw it away?
I just threw it away.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. I stole it from my brother anyways.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, what about this? You pull out a machete.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, so if that's not allowed, is this allowed? Pull out a fucking sword.
And then they pull one out. You have to duel together. Like, ah!
Dude, the TSA is worthless.
TSA is.
They really are, and I think they know they are, because I think, like, I feel like I read something somewhere where like something like 80% of like contraband gets through TSA. Like they
Yeah.
did like tests where they tried to smuggle shit through.
Patrice has a bit where he's just like, our front line against terrorism is somebody who just can't wait to clock out to go home and watch Maury.
Yeah.
Versus a terrorist who has spent their entire lives training to kill me.
Yeah. We're fucked.
Yes.
Yeah.
70%.
I always do that thing where 70%
Oh,
go through.
in the ballpark of 80% according to this from 2017. So if you feel safe flying,
I smuggled all this ass on the plane. That was difficult, dude.
I'll smuggle all this fucking.
I smuggled this hog onto a
Yeah.
plane.
Fucking
dude.
dick, son.
Some people call this a weapon. Shit, what's up?
Because it's
What's up with it?
infected.
Yeah, Shotty, I got
Because it will infect you.
everybody. Every time I think
You will be less healthy
I was thinking,
after you have it.
I was thinking of this. It's not gonna work as a bit. I don't want to do it, but it's just like, if you're not me, I assume if there's blood anywhere, I assume it has AIDS. Like, it's just like, if I see somebody bleeding in public, like, I watched a girl get a bloody nose at Walmart like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I'm not going fucking near
That's an
there.
AIDS patient.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going near that.
Dude, I
area.
fucking popped the zit on my neck on the plane wearing a white hoodie, and I got blood on my fucking Good Girl hoodie.
No, dude.
It's not a lot. It's on the inside.
I'm
I've
not.
done
I don't
that
even
before.
feel bad for you. That's so gross. That feels so gross. And
Yeah.
it's not like I'm above that. Just the thought of if I was next to you
Mm-hmm.
and and you were a stranger and I
I did it in the
watched you
bathroom.
do
I did it in the
that-
bathroom.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do it
So I
sitting
watched you
down.
just sound like fucking. You turn the selfie mode on your
Oh, dude.
like,
You recorded.
It was
Yeah.
it was like an ingrown hair, like in the back of my neck. 'Cause I have to shave the back of my neck.
Oh, yeah,
Also, when I
yeah,
get
yeah.
my head, and it was like an ingrown hair in the back of my neck, and it was hurting. Like it was just a crazy
Yeah, I know,
ingrown
when you
hair, and it
have
hurt.
to-
And I'm trying to like lean up against the window because I had a fucking window seat, and anytime I would like bend my neck, it would like put pressure on it, and it hurt. And I just went to the bathroom and popped it. And the inside of my Good Girl hoodie has a drop of blood in it now.
no, that's kind of sick. That makes it kind of hard.
I was sleeping on the plane.
Yeah,
What I
that's
do
pimple blood.
when I try to sleep on the plane, I'll pull the seat in front of me's little thing down and then try to sleep at like
That's
a
what I
50-degree
do, yeah.
angle. I'm like, "Ugh."
But the trays on Frontier are like
this big. Yeah,
Yeah,
so my
dude, they
elbows are just
suck.
like
It was literally like this, like pulling out a calculator.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just folding it
Yeah,
down
yeah,
and
yeah.
just being like, all right, this is
All right,
what I have.
I guess I'm just gonna have neck problems.
Dude, I wanted to put my drink and my phone on that tray at the same time,
Doesn't
and I
fit.
couldn't do it.
No, it
That's
doesn't
how
fit.
little that thing
It's
was.
so
Yeah.
stupid.
It's crazy.
Frontier is the shittiest.
Also,
It's the
like,
worst.
it's like slick metal with no grooves in it. So I couldn't even like to watch a movie.
I couldn't stand it up.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
stand your phone.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to stand it up like perfectly, and then one little bit of turbulence, it falls.
dude, the
But at
girl-
an angle, it'll just slide.
The girl next to me had 3 phones with her, which I thought was nuts.
That is really
I didn't
crazy.
ask, but she
One
was
for the
at-
plug and one for the
low.
low.
But I was
But then an extra one.
an extra one. So one for mysterious reasons that.
What do you think? You're better than Kevin Gates,
yeah,
bitch?
dude.
No.
And I was watching her do.
Do you
different
get tired?
activities.
Because he doesn't.
Never. I don't get tired.
Kevin Dates doesn't get tired.
No, but he does wear feathers in his hair now, which is
He's a
weird
weirdo. I
move.
can't stand listening to him talk.
Yeah,
I
I
love
used
his
to
music, though.
love. I used to like Two Phones era Kevin Gates. I loved it.
He was
And
like my
then-
favorite artist back then.
and
Two
then
Phones,
now-
all that, all
yeah.
that. Smiling Faces. That
Mhm.
all those albums were so good.
And then now, all I ever see of Kevin Gates is weird interviews where he's
Him
like,
being like,
"I get in the pussy," and he's like, "I take shit out the pussy." It's like,
yeah,
what?
or him being like,
I leave sticky.
I jumped the car battery with my bare hands. Oh, swear to God. It's like,
if I lie and strike my kids down right now,
if I'm lying, may Allah strike my kids dead right now. And the
The
interviewer
interviewer's
was
like, "Don't do that.
You didn't start a
Don't
car
say
battery
that.
with your bare hands.
the interviewer's like, "Don't say that. Do
Yeah.
not say it on your
Stop,
kids'
man.
lives. Like, let my kids die right now." And they're like, "Don't."
Let my kids die in a fire. And then they die. They're dead.
dead.
They're
They
dead.
died in
Rest
the
in
fire.
I
peace.
do think it's a weird
Rest
thing.
in
Rest
peace,
in
Lil
peace,
Gates.
Casas.
I do think that's funny to like put something on your life to like lie about. Like it's funny when people lie about little things. They're like, on my life, I didn't have the last slice of pizza. And it's like,
But it's kind of like the ultimate like
it is, but it's also
the
like you're still
ultimate-
lying.
It's the ultimate commitment
Mhm.
to a lie. To be like, I'm willing to die for my pride right now.
Yeah.
I'm willing to die so that you believe
I
me.
have depression. I'm ready to die anyways.
Yeah,
You fucking
exactly.
Let me. Oh yeah, I ate that
Dude.
piece of pizza, dude.
I would die for way worse than pizza.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a commitment to the lie and a lack of commitment to life. And
Yeah,
I kind
that's
of
yeah. It's a
respect it,
combination
honestly.
of it. It goes if I did do this, kill me right now then. And
Like-
then it's like, I did do it. Please kill me.
Is there anything that you wouldn't lie on? Like, are you superstitious about shit like that? Like, say you were really trying to get away with it. Is there anything like you wouldn't be
I
like?
think
I'm always worried, like, if I'm,
Lola.
like on
My
my
mom.
life,
Yeah.
and then I get the call. I'm like, what?
that's the
Oh!
one, that's the one that does me
I shouldn't
too.
have ate the slice of pizza.
Oh no,
My
it
mom-
wasn't even that good.
My mom's life is the one that I won't. I remember one time when I was in like elementary school, she ran to fill up gas, and she ran into one of her friends that she knew at the gas station. So she sat and talked for like 15 minutes, but the gas station was a block away from my house, and I know down and back takes her like 3 minutes, like whatever, 10 minutes. And she was talking for like 15 minutes plus the time it took to get back. I called the police twice. I was like, and I look back
What?
and I look back and I go, oh, that was the start of my anxiety.
Yeah,
that
dude,
was
that's nuts.
a third grader.
A lot
being
of
like,
a lot
my
of
mom's
kids
dead.
have that. Yeah,
my
where
mom
like
is
your
dead.
mom's like, I'll be home at 8, and then it's like 8:30, and you're like, I don't have a mom anymore.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Yeah, a lot of kids.
I
feel
called.
Like have
I
that.
called like my aunt crying. I called the one time my parents. Was that mine?
Yeah, I was just checking the
Oh
time.
yeah. One time my just a photo of my dick is the background. You're like, what the fuck?
What the hell, dude?
One time I called my parents they were on their anniversary and they gave me the number to the steakhouse. You remember when your parents used to do that when you were like younger, when you were like staying home by yourself, like 4th, 5th grade, and they're like, okay, here is the number.
Yeah.
Only call in an emergency. I called because my brother broke my Xbox controller and I was crying and I interrupted their like anniversary date twice. I called 2 times and the second time I called the guy, I was like, we're not dealing with it right now. Like they'll see you in an hour because my brother smashed my we were playing Crash Bandicoot. I beat him in a race. He threw it up against the wall and I was so mad. I called my
Was
parents
Crash
crying.
Bandicoot on the original Xbox?
It was. It was one of the
Really?
first ones.
I
Crash
played it on
Bandicoot
PlayStation
Racing,
1.
the racing game.
No.
Oh,
Cat.
not original
Yes.
Crash Bandicoot.
Crash
played it on-
Bandicoot
The racing
was
game.
not on Xbox.
The racing game,
It's like
yes.
Mario Kart version. I believe that.
promise you.
But Crash
It was
Bandicoot,
the first
I
game
played
that we
it
got.
on PlayStation 1, and it was great.
Crash Bandicoot was the shit.
One time I was playing my brother in NCAA football 07, and we were down to the wire. I let him score so that we could go into overtime. I scored. It was his ball, and I told him what play to run. He scored a touchdown. It made
Crash
me so
Team
mad.
Racing?
Yeah.
It made me so mad that I
Crash
threw
Team
the
Racing
controller at his
platforms,
head.
PlayStation.
It was Xbox. You can't tell me that it doesn't have Xbox. I had the game.
Platforms, PlayStation.
Look up Xbox. I had the game. I don't know what you're
Man.
trying to tell me.
Glad we interrupted my story for that.
I don't know what you want me to say because I own the game.
I want you to say you broke your PlayStation controller.
I didn't have a PlayStation. I had an Xbox.
I'm going to figure this out.
Figure it out, dude. I'll
Figure
call
out
my
how much
brother.
bronze weighs, and then get
Yeah,
back
yeah,
to us.
that-
Okay,
yeah,
how
fuck
about that?
yeah, how about
pal?
that?
How about you
For which
figure out how
Xbox?
much the statues
Xbox.
weigh?
It was the original.
Because there's a racing game for the Xbox One.
Yeah, that's the fucking one. Crash Team Racing. Yeah.
You wouldn't have had the Xbox One.
Yeah,
back then,
exactly.
no?
Yeah, I
dude.
would have.
We're here.
Wait, when was the Xbox One?
2013.
That would
The
have been-
original Xbox, the
you'd-
black one. Is that not Xbox One? Whatever that
No,
one.
That's just the Xbox.
That's just the
the
Xbox.
Xbox. That was the one I had. I never had anything past that until the
believe him.
360. And
That
then
was
I
the
got
only
that.
one before the 360.
Jeff's
I don't
autism
fucking
is
know
really-
what
My
the fuck-
autism's
I played
spiking, dude.
sports in high school, dog. I don't know. You're fucking.
So,
We had black kids at my school. I couldn't.
That's fair.
I didn't grow up in fucking Iowa, dude. I grew up in South Florida.
Crash Bandicoot racing game Xbox. Okay, let's put original Xbox. Original Xbox. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
right here. It literally the first thing that came up.
What is it?
Look, it's right there.
All right.
And you get a drive. You get a fucking face off against
Look, this is-
Dr. Nitrous.
This is actually a picture. It's somebody selling it on eBay. It is a picture of the physical game. Look
Let
at
me
that.
see.
Look at that, dude.
That's the exact one.
For
we got it
$5.95. Dude, you want me to buy this for you?
Yeah, dude. We got it
Ooh.
for Christmas.
Ooh, $5.65 shipping though.
What,
That's how they
$10,
get you, dude.
Yeah,
That's
what am I
how they
gonna pay
get you.
$10
you,
for this
dude.
piece of shit game
Fucking idiots.
that my brother cheated.
That's like
at?
the word. That's the reason why Amazon's winning. By the way, if you run like any sort of e-commerce thing, stop charging for shipping. That's why Amazon wins.
I bought a fucking.
Yeah,
I bought a
that's true.
whole desk from Amazon for like $110, and it's great.
It's
Yeah.
nuts.
It's
Unless
great.
you sell like there are some markets where eBay is useful.
Yeah,
Used stuff.
Used
is
stuff
good.
for sure.
Like I buy used shit on eBay all the time.
Dude,
like
I was
golf stuff.
We were trying to get. We've been trying to get a desk for the past like 2 weeks, and I've been looking at Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and everywhere that's not basically anything that's not online, and like shopping
Well-
around local. And then I'm trying to meet up with like 3 or 4 people, and then some girl, I was supposed to get one last night, and some girl goes, "Hey, actually, the store, my plans changed. can you be here at 4:00 instead of 5? And I was like, I guess I'm just not getting this desk then. It was like the smallest inconvenience, but then I was like, I'm just ordering one then. And I just ordered one.
Dude, Facebook Marketplace is, I tried to sell, when I got this phone, I tried to sell my 2 old phones. It took me like 3 months. It's crazy how many people will be like, hey, is this phone still available? And you're like, yeah. And then they just don't
Never
say
reply.
anything
Yeah.
else. It's like, did you want it?
Yeah.
Or they'll hit you up and you'll like, I had a 10S Max was the phone. Perfect condition, not a scratch on it.
Yeah.
And I was like $200. And people would just hit you up and be like, 20. It's like, no.
Are you out of your mind?
Like, of course not.
10
Dude,
times less?
You know what Facebook is good for? When I was moving out of my last place, I was getting rid of so much shit. And I would just put stuff in the front lawn and post on Facebook Marketplace, and I would just put free stuff in my yard. And and people would message me, and I'd give them the address, and within like 5 minutes, people would be there.
Everything was gone.
Like a Haitian family would be there
Yeah.
with a minivan and a pickup truck, just like,
Oh.
do you want this? And I'm like,
Pre-shit pants.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
no, I don't want that broken 2x4. You
I
can't
feel-
hate that.
yeah.
I feel bad about my autistic meltdown. I'm sorry.
It's okay, man.
It's okay, you were wrong, so it's
I'm
fine.
happy
If
that
you
we-
would have been right, I would have been more mad. If you would have
Yeah.
if you would have proven me right,
I'm
wrong,
disappointed in myself.
Yeah,
for
if you would
being
have
mad.
proven me
Yeah.
wrong, I would have been pissed. I would have been like, how
Also,
the fuck? Because
that
I
would be such a crazy thing to be right about.
yeah,
that would
yeah,
be
yeah,
such
yeah.
to remember an obscure game from 2 decades ago.
yeah.
And what platform it was and wasn't on.
Yeah.
That would have been crazy,
Yeah.
dude.
My shit runs deep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently. I mean,
Dude,
you were
he-
wrong, though.
He was getting him and my cousin were doing nerd references back and forth the entire time.
You sure you want to? How many times you break into their room to play RuneScape?
Yeah, shut up, dude.
You broke in?
I asked. They were talking, and I was just like sneaking back, and I was like, I don't really want to talk for 3 hours because it was.
To be fair, also, I like your cousin a lot. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
It was a lot of him talking to me on my phone, like, yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, my cousin's awesome.
He's cool.
Yeah.
He's cool.
He's cool, dude.
He it was fun. That's who we stayed with when we were in Tempe. By the way, if you're listening and you're from Tempe, thank you. We got some comments saying that you guys
Yeah,
were
we'll
there.
fucking kiss you on the mouth,
Yeah,
dude.
dude, that
It was such a good show.
it was.
You guys were the best.
Speaking of which, we have to go to another show now.
We've got a couple. Yeah,
What time is? Yeah, we got.
We're at like 50 minutes right
we
now.
can go for a little while longer.
Yeah,
just in
if we
case.
got anything.
I still have to shower, which is my only concern.
You have to shower?
Yeah.
Oh, go shower.
Go
then,
shower.
dude.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we
do
should
all
go.
it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
If you have to shower, we shouldn't.
Yeah, we shouldn't.
How
keep
far
them
away are
waiting.
we from that place?
10 minutes?
Are we actually 10 minutes? Because
Yeah.
you've been wrong before.
Maybe 15. It's
Okay.
not far.
Changing, huh?
It's not
Brewhouse
far.
Gallery, 3 miles, 11 minutes. You were wrong.
This guy's
dude.
trying to get us killed, dude.
Get out of here, dude. Get off of the podcast. Actually, you're gonna be fine. How long does it take for you to shower and get ready?
5 minutes.
Okay, then we can keep going.
Yeah, we're
we'll keep
good.
going.
Now
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we've halted flow and conversation,
It's all right. We don't. We
entirely.
can. If you want to.
Tempe, Arizona was was really nice though.
That was Bethel.
We
that was,
ate at a very nice pizza place.
The weather was great. Yeah, we ate at Pizzeria Bianco, which is like apparently supposed to be one of the better pizza places.
It was very good.
Not worth the
2 hour
2-hour
wait
It
was
was
crazy.
an hour and 40 minutes is what or hour and 35 is what we ended up waiting.
It was very good.
And it was very good. Wouldn't wait that again.
I wouldn't wait
though.
that again. I don't. Yeah, I just don't.
I don't
like
know
waiting
if there's
in
any
general.
food I would wait 2 hours for.
Yeah, I
Pussy.
mean, I've eaten very few.
Not
no,
really.
Not really. There's very
Well, I would
few.
travel for pussy.
You would travel 2 hours for pussy.
You have
Yeah,
traveled.
I have.
That's crazy. 2 hours?
I met Ariel in Denver. I'm from Iowa.
God
No,
damn.
but that's different. You were already there for other reasons. You didn't fly to Denver to meet Ariel.
No, but I was talking to her, and she was an influence on the trip decision.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you get what I'm saying. You didn't
I've drove to get pussy.
I
What's
drove.
the longest you've gone?
I've driven a little over an hour, but I
Driven?
drove.
I turned southern for
I'm
pussy.
southern now. Hey,
I'm
sometimes you won't get a little pussy. You got to put a little draw on
You
it.
gotta get a little pussy.
You got to put a little draw on it.
Me,
Sometimes
Mom,
these southern belles don't want no city slicker.
When you bound,
Oh.
come on in. We're talking about last time. Hello.
Hey, Colleen.
Hello.
We're almost done.
We're almost
Get
done,
on
and then
in
I have to
here.
shower. Whoa!
Oh, which one? This is like podcastception.
Who's we?
JP's mom, JP's aunt.
Jeff.
Jeff. They call Jeff JP. They can't hear. They can't hear. So your mom and aunt. Is your mom? What's your mom's Instagram?
Relax.
No. Is it? Okay, she followed me and messaged me the
Yeah,
other
she
day.
messages me a lot.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know.
And your mom's is P.
Yeah, she messages me too.
She does me too.
My mom is the least supportive.
Does my mom really
can
like
show you.
respond? My mom responds to my
Yeah,
shit
she
all the
does,
time.
yeah.
She'll just she'll just say
messages.
she'll like
Or
a
like
story
Instagram
or be like
stories.
cool. Like she
Yeah.
doesn't like.
Also,
we have
like if
long
it's the podcast
conversations.
stuff, I don't think she knows if it's,
It's
me
not you
or
or-
not.
yeah, of
like I
course.
don't think she has
No,
any
I mean she
idea.
responds to like my actual
Your-
like my
oh.
page.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Okay.
She'll be like,
I
Jeff
don't know
looking
if I
thick
don't-
as hell.
I don't know if I want my mom's Instagram on my on our podcast. I don't know why.
Did you just say it?
He said it, yeah.
Yeah.
He said
Oh.
like the actual, like I mean, he said like the handle, like the direct handle that you could look
Isn't
up.
her profile private? There's nothing on it.
There's nothing on it. She's completely blank.
Yeah, she's
I
complete.
know. I mean, nobody's gonna. She has one picture, and it's something.
at this angle like
she,
every other
no,
mom.
she posted it accidentally.
She has one picture, but it's posted 8 times.
It's one picture.
With different themes. It's like support
Yeah,
Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's
That's
one
every
picture.
grandma's
It's of a
Facebook.
loaf of bread, flowers, and a bag of like greens, and it says Farmers Market Haul.
Nice.
She's got 30 followers. It's got 11 likes. Her ratio is
love that.
crazy.
Dude, that is
That's a
nuts.
good
That's
ratio.
1 out of 3.
I told her I was joking with her about it, and she was like, "I meant to send that to Jody," and I posted it onto my Instagram.
That's like, dude, that's my favorite genre of social media content is like old people not knowing that they're like posting things. Like, you ever seen those TikTok videos of like old guy just like,
yeah.
and then it's just 7 seconds and he posts it and it's like,
Yeah.
you
Just
know
a guy-
the steps you
or
have
like
to
a
go through.
fixing his glasses, being like, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
All right, how do I work this thing
Have
here?
you ever
That's
seen the
whole
ones
thing.
like I've seen people like will like green screen it as their background, and it's like a woman will accidentally make her Facebook bio like a banana bread recipe.
Yeah.
It's like 2 cups of flour, 3 overripe bananas.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's just like,
Or it'll
so
just
funny.
be like their bio will be like, Jerry, please call me back.
yeah.
That's exactly.
That's
it's
when
so
my
good.
when my dad was texting me off of my mom's phone when he was picking me up from the airport. It was nuts. He was doing spaces. Like I might have told this before,
Yeah,
but
you
did.
he had like 7 spaces between each letter, and it was just like I can't even remember what it said. It said something like plain.
He was
yeah.
Like not even like
It was like I am playing.
yeah.
was like,
and I was like, the fuck
oh.
is this?
I love old people like Instagram and Facebook. It's just like, Betsy made eggs.
Yeah,
and it's just
yeah.
like an
E-
eggs and like a
exclamation mark.
hash brown. It's like, this isn't.
Dude,
and it's a feed post. It's not a
Yeah.
story either. It's
No,
just
it's not.
It's-
Betsy made eggs.
Yeah.
That's the that's like
Nice.
4
you
likes.
know who has a comic who does that around here is Dan Weiss. He'll take a photo, he'll share a photo and be like, "These gas prices are outrageous!" with an exclamation mark, and it's just so funny because it's like
I
Dan-
love it.
Dude,
I
it's
love
so
Dan.
funny.
There's a
much.
reason for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's so
he
funny,
does
though.
shit like that all the time. He'll be like, "I'm watching this movie, Philadelphia."
Yeah. Great, Tom Hanks, outstanding actor!
Yeah.
Exclamation mark,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, dude.
I almost believe he does have AIDS.
Yeah,
exactly.
That
It's
is,
so funny.
yeah. We've talked about this before, I know, but it's like when you get an acting gig and it's for something not great. Like we've talked about this with like getting the commercial for like being the herpes medicine. Like if you're getting like you're a Valtrex actor and they're like, we think you have what it takes to have herpes. It's
Yeah.
it's such a crazy casting thing to be.
You
like,
look like you've put your dick in some dirty places.
yeah, you look like
Yeah.
you look crispy.
All right.
All right,
All right, that was a fun little extra 5 that
Yeah.
you got for
That was
free.
a nice
yeah, dude, I
extra
was really
fun.
good. I was really looking forward to Southern guy traveling to get pussy, and then
Oh, she's outside. Well, the
We
story.
can't bring the riff.
The story.
I
The
can't.
story was my friend and I met these girls at a party at his house, and then we were gonna go to their house, and then we got all the way there. They lived in Fort Lauderdale. We got all the way, like literally 5 minutes from their place, and they called us, and they were like, "My parents came home. You can't come."
oof,
And we just had to turn back around.
that stinks.
That does stink.
Yeah, that sucks.
I flew home
That's crazy.
when I was in California one time.
You flew home?
Oh, I thought you were showing me.
Yeah,
the-
you've told us for some Iowa.
Yeah.
From Iowa, strange.
Yeah,
No,
not even.
I was just holding it.
Oh, I
I'm
thought
just
you were
pausing
showing-
something.
Does it? It looks like a.
It's
Alrighty.
just a story that I want to finish
This has
watching after
been
this.
the Triple F podcast.
Make
you
sure
guys
you
have gotten
rate, like,
a good one.
comment.
With a T.
Comment.
And if you
Rate
saw
5
us in
stars.
Arizona, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Seriously. That was the best
We'll
one
be
we've done
releasing
so far.
dates soon.
Yeah, we've got dates coming up. If you're watching this, way ahead, way ahead. But if you're watching this, start planning July 12th in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and July 13th in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
All right. See you, good girls.
Bye,
Bye.
good girls.